So we were discussing about enterprise reporting, embedded reporting, B2B reporting. So enterprise reporting, embedded reporting, these two are internal to the organization. So one is without any application. The second one is you can create a report, you can embed that report into a application. That is embedded reporting. The third one is you would like to share your reports with other companies. Other companies. So that's where you have business to business reporting. Okay, now that's where you have to cross your the networking facilities, the domain. Extranet is you're crossing your domain and sharing the report to another company. That company may include your report in their website or in their any app they have. If they have any application, they're going to include your application, embed your application. That is business to business reporting. So that means the reports can be used within your organization and within your organization with an application, or in other companies applications also. You can share, you can create, you can embed applications. So there is no issue for you to use SSRS. So you may ask tomorrow, can I use a report in any other application, or can I use a report internal as well as external? So can I use a report in .NET environment? Can I use my report in SAP environment? Can I use SSRS in mainframe environment? So they may ask this kind of questions. The answer is yes. You can create a report, and this report can be used within the organization and within any environment, and external to your company and any other platforms also you can use. You can embed your reports. So you have extensibility will be there, and high security and flexibility to modify the files will be there. So there is no issue. So all these are scenarios to use SSRS. So SSRS can be used in any other applications as well to communicate the reports. To create a report, we have to use a tool called BITS, Business Intelligence Development Studio. As a developer, you have to use it. So Report Manager is a portal or the website which will be given to the DBAs or admin people to manage the report. The third one is Report Builder, which is also part of a portal, and which is used to create ad hoc reports. Ad hoc report means some users needs the report immediately. So the developer may not be available that time to create a report. So end user can easily use with Report Builder to create a report. This will give you a wizard. Using that wizard, end user can easily create a report. Ad hoc report means not very complex report, very simple reports, but customer needs that report immediately. But that time, if a developer is not there, how do I do that? So there is a tool called Report Builder that is given to end user. Okay, so this is also available in Report Manager. So Report Manager is a portal. So in the Report Manager, you have a Report Builder. So using this Report Builder, anybody can, this is exclusively for end user to use this. Okay. Reporting tools in the market: SSRS, Business Object, SAS, Crystal Reports, Cognos, Dhandas Reports. All of them are, very good things are available in the market. So Dhandas Reports is very rich in the controls. Okay. Now, if you say, sir, I need a chart, but I need the chart in 3D. I need a chart in, very rich graphics. I have to, keep it. So that's where we have to use Dhandas Reports. So SSRS will include Dhandas controls or Dhandas reports, so that the report is very, very clear, and you can also have a 3D reports. Okay, so in order to create a 3D reports, you need to have the hardware, also 3D hardware. It has to support 3D reports, right? Otherwise, you cannot see. If you take 3D report, play it in 2D, then definitely the effects will not be seen. Okay, very rich controls are available in Dhandas report. This is a third-party tool, not Microsoft tool, but definitely SSRS can consume few controls from Dhandas reports. You can create very rich tools, very rich tools. Okay. But by default, SSRS, do not have that kind of richness. Okay. But definitely using Dhandas reports, Dhandas controls, you can get that kind of a richness in your SSRS. Okay. Reporting life cycle. The first one is you need to create. Authoring means you should be able to create a report. And once you create, then you should be able to manage the report. After management, you should be able to deliver the report to the external partners, or could be internal partners also, stakeholders. Okay, you have to deliver. So authoring means you have to create a RDL file, and any .NET managed data provider can be used to create a file. Now, report designer, or we use a bits tool, or you may use any other custom application to create a report. Authoring means creating a report. Management means when you code that has to be managed. So if you want to modify, if you want to give security, if you want to, tomorrow delete, update, all of them need to be done using a centralized report server database. So management can be done by the DBAs. So you can have security, all of them. Okay. So management is done using a web-based report manager, or you may have any custom tools you can develop that can be used. So normally management is done using a web. Web means using a URL, you can go to some URL and manage it. That's what is the management. Clear? Okay. Now, once you create a report, how do you give this report to the people? So how do you share? Okay. So at the time of delivery, so runtime will render the report. You'll have push and pull methodologies to, what do you mean by push? You create a report, you will push the report to stakeholders' mailboxes. That is pushing. Pulling means you create a report, you make it online in a website. So whenever they need, they'll come to website, they'll pull the report. So pull and push, there are two options for the delivery. So as a authoring, you have to create a report. Management and delivery will be taken care by the admin people. So, okay. So that's what we have to talk about reporting lifecycle, or what are the phases in report. Phases are three. One is authoring, known as the creation of a report. Second one is the how do you manage the report. Third one is a delivery of a report. Steps we are supposed to take to create a report. So creating a report, first we have to open a bits environment and add a report, and create a data source, create a data set, and add data region, then format the report and save and preview the report, and build and deploy the report to the report server. Now, once you build and deploy the report to the report server, then the report is made available for the public. Otherwise, the report available only to you. You cannot, share it with others if you don't, deploy it. So deploying on the report to web server. Report server is known as a web server here. Web server means website. So your report will be available when you deploy. That report will be available through HTTP URL. That means through website. Through web, anybody can access. So we are going to see all of them now. How to create a report and how do you build and deploy a report to the web server or the report server. Steps to create a report. So authoring means these are the steps you're going to use. Now, let us understand what is a report. So, seen lots of reports. For example, when you get credit card bill, every month you will be receiving credit card bill. The best example is a credit card bill. So credit card bill will have this kind of a page. So when you open, you will have one or more pages. You may have 10 pages, 2 pages, 3 pages. So a report looks like this. So you will have a report is divided into a header, and report is divided into a footer. You will have a header details here. So this is your, okay. Now this is your footer. Okay. Now this is where you keep your body. Okay. The report is divided into 3 parts. One is header, then footer and body. So in the header, if you see your credit card bill, in the credit card bill, you may have a company's logo here in this corner. Our company's name, address will be available here. You may have company logo in this corner, and down you may have page numbers and all here, and you may have the time, date, all of them will be available here, and you have some execution time, lot of things. So footer will have page number, footer will have report company website, all of them. Header will have a company's address, company logo will be available. So header and footer and will be available. In the body, you will have what is known as your data. So this is where the complete data is stored. So this is where the data of a report will be stored. Okay, the data can be monthly transactions you have done in the last 1 month using a credit card. Okay, so this is the best example for the report. So the report means a design. Design means header, footer, body. You need to create all of them, and you need to include your data and create a report. So if somebody asks what is a report, report means, okay, it is combination of layout. Layout means a design. Layout plus it is a data. That's it. What do you mean by a layout? Layout means the header, the footer, then the logos. All of them are known as this one. What is a report? Report is the layout. What is the layout? The header, footer, then the how do you want to design it? The logo of the company. All of them will be available. This is nothing but a layout. Okay. The data means the monthly transactions you have done it for last 1 month or last 3 months or last 5 months. So this is a best example for report. Report can have 1 or more pages. Every page will have header, footer, and the data will be displayed in the report. So what is a report? Report is rendering tool. What it will render? It will render the data. Apart from that, which we cannot do anything else with a report. You have to be very clear on it. The data from some source, and that data will be rendering neatly. So now you may ask a question, sir, how do I get the data? Okay, I have created header, footer, and body, logo, everything is perfect. How do I get the data? To get the data, you have to have a data source. It is known as the first step is that you have to get the data source. So data source means where is your data? The data may be available in SQL Server. The data may be available in Oracle. The data may be available in DB2, or the data may be available in Hyperion system used by IBM, I think. Okay. Then the data may be in any ODBC or any OLEDB. OLEDB, ODBs are the drivers actually. Using this, you can connect to any computer and get the data. Or you may have your data in Excel sheets also. Sir, should I get the data from where? To get the data, you have to connect to a data source. Data source can be a SQL Server, or it may be Oracle, it may be DB2, it may be Teradata, it may be Excel sheet, it may be anything in this world. You can easily connect and get the data. Even you can use Excel. You may also use XML to get the data. ODBC and OLEDB. ODBC and OLEDB are the drivers. You connect to any other data source. ODBC stands for other database connectivity. OLEDB stands for object linking and embedding databases. So these are the actually drivers which can be used to connect to any other database. Sir, how do I connect to, I have XYZ server in America, how do I connect? You may use OLEDB or you may use ODBC. So ODBC, OLEDB are the drivers which you need to have to get the data. Okay. The first thing is that you need to have a wire to connect your computer. Computer A, computer B need to have a wire. But if you have a wire, it cannot be communicate. For example, when you connect your camera to your system, the camera will be installing a driver there, installing USB driver, installing camera driver. So once the driver is installed, then you can have a communication between a camera to computer. Like that, if I want to communicate from a server to SSRS server, definitely you need to have a communication. The communication is done using ODBC, OLEDB drivers. So You may connect to ODBC to SQL Server. You may use OLEDB to connect to SQL Server, Oracle, DB2, Hyperion, Excel, XML. All of them will have a drivers. The drivers can be ODBC, OLEDB, or any other driver also you can use. But ODBC, OLEDB drivers are very, very popular drivers. These are, developed using C, C++ languages. Okay? So, you may ask, sir, the source can be anything. So that means, can I get the data from anywhere apart from SQL Server? The answer is yes. You can go to anywhere, you can go to any place and get the data. You can keep the data in your report. So this is you need to have a data source. Data source means where is the data? That's where you have to connect and you have to get. But important thing is that once you go there, and those guys have to give you permissions to take the data. If you don't have the permissions, you cannot go to Oracle and get the data. So it's very, very important. Yeah, open database connectivity. Thank you, thank you. The ODBC means open database connectivity. I said other database, right? Open database connectivity. That you can use. Okay. So ODBC is very, very good one, and OLEDB also modern. So ODBC developed using C and OLEDB is developed using C++, I think. Okay. So ODBC stands for Open Database Connectivity. Okay. So the communications calls will be made using C and C++. So like that. So forget about what is ODBC, how developed ODBC and OLEDB, but you need to understand ODBC and OLEDB can be used to communicate from computer A to computer B. Computer A can have anything, computer B can have anything, but you can have a communication when you have OLEDB and ODBC. Okay, so that's what. So to get the data, you need to have different data sources. So now you have connected to SQL Server. So inside SQL Server, you have given, what is that? We have given server name. Server name you need to provide. Okay. Then data source means you need to provide the server name, plus you need to also provide database name. So inside the server, what is your database? You have to get your data. You have to say, sir, this is my server name and this is my DB name. So data source means you need to provide server name plus DB name. Okay, we have done. After that, what is the second point? You have to get the data set. Create a data set. What do you mean by data set? Okay, you went there, but what is that I have to use? How is that I need to get the data? We have to write a query there. Thousands of tables in SQL Server bank database, but which data I would like to keep? I can't keep 1,000 tables data. You write a query. Select star from account master. Select star from employee table. Select star from account master, join transaction master. You filter out. So connecting to the system and connecting to the database. After that, you have to write a query, or you may write a stored procedure, or you may write a view to get the data. Okay, this is the step number 2. So creating a data source and creating a data set. What is a data set? Data set means a query or a SP, stored procedure, or a view to get the data. Clear? Or you may use a function also. Okay, you may use a function also to get the data from a database. So there is no issue. Okay, so data set means how do you have connected to the computer, but after connecting to the computer, you also went to the bank database. Bank database has thousands of tables, but from which table you would like to get data? You may use joins, you may use subqueries, you may use anything. So you have to write a query. The query will get the data. Clear? Okay. I have got the data, but I would like to display the data now. Okay. Now, how do I display a data? Now, displaying data, we have to use what is known as the third step is we have to use data regions. How do I display it? Now, to displaying, you have to use what is known as a data regions. So, I would like to display using a table. I would like to display using a matrix, or I would like to display using a chart, or I would like to using a indicator. So I may use a chart, I may use a table, I may use a matrix. What is a matrix? Matrix is X and Y axis data. Okay, I'll show you. So how do you display the data? You got the data in data set, but how do you display the data? You may display the data using a data region. So that is a third step you have to understand. You may use display data in table or the matrix or the chart or the indicator, or there are plenty etc, etc. So data regions are there to display the data of a report. Display the data. The fourth step is you need to simply format the data, change the color of the font, increase the font size, decrease the font size, add logo, add background color. All of them you have to do it. Then save and okay. So these are the steps you have to use to create any kind of a report in your SSRS. So what is the first step? You have to create a data source, you have to create a data set, then you have to create a data region and display using a data region, save the report and display the report and preview the report. After that, you have to deploy this report to the web server. It's clear? So this is what you need to understand. Now, once you create and save the report will be saved. Then it will ask for the name of the report. I'll say sales. So the extension would be .rdl file. Okay. What is this file? This file is a purely XML file for you. Okay. When I save the report, it will create a sales.rdl file. RDL stands for report definition language. Okay. What is RDL stands for? RDL means language. Okay. Which will be created in SSRS. Okay. Now RDL file is a purely XML file. What is XML? If you know, okay. Otherwise also I'm going to teach very slowly what is XML and why we are using XML, all of that. Okay. So sales.rdl is a pure XML file. The XML file is used or is stored as part of the bits environment. Okay. Now RDL file is created in bits. So that is where you have to create your report. Is this very clear for you? The report will have header, report will have a footer, and the report will display the data. So you have header, body, footer, and to get the data, you have to connect to different data sources. Now SSRS can communicate with any RDBMS system or could be non-RDBMS system like XML, Excel also. You can get the data from there. Okay. So once you get the data, then write a query. The query will get actual data. The data, if you want to display it, then you have to use data regions. And after using the data region, you format the report and you save the report. When you save the report, the file will be stored as .rdl file. RDL file is a pure XML file. Okay. So RDL stands for report definition language. So this is what a simple report for you. Is it clear? So any questions as of now? You can ask me. What is the report? A report can have one or more pages. You can have page numbers. You can have everything. Just like a Word document only report. Okay. It just like looks like Word document. Word document will have header, footer, body. Then you have page numbers. All of them will be available just like that. Just like that. There is no issue. Clear? Yeah. Tell me. Report configuration we're going to show after the tomorrow's session. Okay, because as of now we are in basics, so let us understand what is the report configuration. I'm going to take very soon. Okay. Now this is what a report for you. So report configurations, report server configuration, actually I'm going to conduct the session very soon, either probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow. I'm going to take the session. The linked servers, okay, linked server, I think I would have explained to in views concepts. Linked servers are used to get the data from the different servers or the remote servers. You just go through views session once again in SQL Server. You would be able to understand what is a linked server. Okay, I would have explained you clearly there. Now, can I get data from more than one server? The answer definitely you should be able to get data from more than one server. Okay. Now you can create this report. So there is no issue. Okay. Now let me create a simple report and show it to you. Yes, Manjuna, tell me. Do you have any questions? Yes. Apart from yes, apart from the shown here, or using ODBC, OLEDB, you can communicate to any third-party data source also. Even DB2, all of them are third-party only. The Teradata or anything. Okay. ODBC, OLEDB can be used to communicate with any third-party sources. So there is no issue. Excel will have sheets, right? The sheet is nothing but a table. Data from the sheet and it can display. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So all of them I'm going to discuss. We have to wait for this. Okay. So this is the basic session I have given. Then how you do different options and all. Definitely we are going to discuss about that. Okay. Thank you. How we have to create a report. So let me create a simple report and let me show you now. So I'm going to open all programs. Microsoft SQL Server 2008 R2 and SQL Server Business Intelligence Development Studio. This is where you have to create your reports or SSIS, SSAS, and SSRS. All of them can be, developed using this tool. So Business Intelligence Development Tool using bits. So I'm opening that. It may take some more time to open it up. Yeah, which is actually a .NET tool. So Visual Studio 2008. Now, to create this, to create SSRS, go to File, go to New, go to Project. And if you go to Business Intelligence Project, we have analysis. This is for SSAS, and this is also these two for SSAS, and integration. This is also integration. These two for SSIS, and report server, project wizard, and report server. These three actually for report server SSRS. So report wizard, you can create simple reports, so don't use it. Report model for creating templates, so don't use that. Use this. Okay. Report server project you have to take. So give the name. The name is SSRS. Okay. For SSRS demos, I'm saying, and where you want to keep this file. Give some path and click OK. Okay. Now I'm creating a project. This is my project. You will have a data sources and data sets and reports. So let us talk about shared data sets later. But as of now, you forget about these two. And let us understand go to report. So right click, I'm creating a new report. Okay. So when you click on add new report, this opens up a wizard. If you don't need a wizard, you go to add. Okay. So I'm using a simple wizard. Using a wizard, let us create a report. So I'm just right click on reports, add report. It will open a welcome to report wizard. So let me go back to our steps. The steps we have discussed. The steps are create a project using a bits and add a report. Done. Now the next step is create a data source, create a data set, create a data region, and format the report, save and preview the report, then build and deploy. Okay. Now the second step is create a data source. So let me go back to wizard. So it will ask you the same question. Click next. data source. The data source I'm saying my bank. You can give any name. I'm going to use bank. So wait, the connection string means server name and the DB name. Okay. You may use anything. Now I'll show you. SQL Server Azure, OLEDB, Microsoft Server, Oracle, ODBC, XML, Report Server, SAP, Hyperion, Teradata. You may connect to any one of them and get the data. You may use ODBC or you may use ODBC or you may use OLEDB. Apart from the list, you can also, include many things in the list. But if you want to communicate to any other third party, you may use OLEDB or ODBC. Clear? So the type can be for a SQL Server, but others we have to choose the type. So this is the way you have to choose your the third party application. Could be Oracle, could be anything. The source can be anything. XML, report server, anything you can use. SAP. I'm using this one. Now you have to provide server name. So connection string equals to click on edit. Now data source, we have to provide the server name. So I am connecting to local server, local SQL server I am connecting. So how do you get the local server name? So you have to open SQL server. I'm opening a SQL server now. So which is taking a bit of time. Connecting. And I need to find out the SQL server name. To find out the SQL server name, I have to open new query. So which is taking some time to understand. Okay. So you write a command, select @server name. So this is the command in SQL Server you have to write. You have to get that. What is the command? So this is the server name. Right click and copy and go here and paste. Control V, pasting it. So server name is Kedar. Okay. So if you don't know the server name, you need to ask your boss, or you need to ask your client, or you need to mail your boss, sir, I need the server name to connect to. So they will give you the server name. They may give you IP address also. So click on test connection. So test connection is succeeded. Okay. To connect to a local server, either you can use Kedar or you can also use a dot. Dot means local SQL server only. This is a shortcut. Instead of writing a server name, if you want to connect to local server, you may also use, dot. So let me test. So this is also perfectly working fine. Or you may also write a local host. So local host means local SQL server. This is also working fine. So you may use a Kedar or you may use localhost or you may use dot. So anything is okay. So I am using a dot. So using Windows authentication, we'll discuss about this. So within this, so which is working fine. If you fail, then problem here. So you have to make sure that everything is connected successfully. Then inside this, I'm using iBank database. So server name dot and iBank, click OK. So this is a data source I have given. Then click next. So what is the next question? I have done the data source. Now the data set. Data set means a query. So let me go back here. The query, I need to get the query from SQL Server. So let me go to bank database. So write a query here. So I'm removing, select account master. So this is my query. The query we have to test it in SQL Server, and which is supposed to contain right syntax and all. I'm copy this query and which is working fine and paste it here. I'm pasting it. Select star from account master. So this will give you some data. Next. Now this is the data region. So this is the third step. So what is the third step? Data set is over. Data region. Data region means how do you want to display? Do you want to display in chart? Do you want to display in matrix? All of that. Or table. So that is what. So we don't have charts and all because Wizard cannot give you all permutations combinations. Very simple reports you can create. So it will not give you chart, gate, everything. So it is not provided. I am using the table or matrix. Matrix means X and Y axis data. Okay. We are going to discuss about matrix. So I am choosing table. We want to display the data. Now, if you keep it, I need branch wise data. Take branch wise. Branch need to be in the page wise. So you will get this yellow branch BR1 branch data will come here. Okay, if you remove this and keep branch here, so you will have subgroups, the yellow wala. Okay, you will have the branch wise data like this. So page, page and groups are two, group. Simply click here, go to details, add some clear parents. So okay, but if you need a group, then if you need to group it by product ID, keep it page wise or this one. So I don't need this here. Remove this. Group it by say page wise. So page wise you will have BR1 here, then the data. BR2 in next page you will get the data. BR3 in next page you will get the data. So page wise grouping will be done. If you keep it product ID here, then page wise, then product ID wise you have the data. So you can have the groups like that. I'm using only one group, so that is page group. So click next. So this R will not be considered. I am just leaving it as this. Kind of style you would like to have. That is the next step. So data region, format the report. Okay. So formatting now. So I'm using this kind of a style. Then the report name is report 1. Click finish. Now finish report is created. It's very simple report which got created. Now you can see .rdl file in this. Okay, so this is your RDL file and this is your report. You save the report. Now you preview. Preview means to view the report you need to click on preview. Now this is your report. Branch 1, go to page number 2, click here, page number 2, branch 2 data here, branch 3 data in separate page, branch 4 data in separate page, like that you can have many pages. So page wise data. Okay. So this is how you should be able to create a report. If you want to download the report, there is a save button in this. So export. Click here. You can export to TIFF, PDF and everything. I am exporting this report to PDF. Automatically, which is giving, so I am going to stop, desktop. So report 1, save. Okay, the report is available in my desktop. Where is my report? So this is why my report. So by clicking of a button, you should be able to, export the report to any format. So this report 1, page number 2, page number 3, page number 4, like that I have PDF file. This file can be attached to stakeholders in a Excel sheet. Yes, so this is very simple report. Save and preview the report. The last step is build and deploy the report. To deploy the report, you need to configure the report server. That step we'll be doing it tomorrow. But this is the basic report I have created for you. Now this report is available only to you. If you want to change some design, I don't need report name here. I'll say this is my sales report. So I'm saying sales. Okay. Say ICICI Bank. Any and save it. Save it. Preview. Go to preview. You have sales report ICICI Bank. You don't need account ID. You don't need account number. The heading, the column names you need to have like this. Account. Okay. You may also have. You may increase the width, and you would like to have. You can have this kind of center alignment. So save this and go to preview. We have sales report, BR1 account number. So all of them can be saved and this is what you have to do it. Okay. Now, if you want to export, click here. You can export to TIFF, CSV, comma separated, XML, PDF, HTML, Excel, Word. You can easily do that. So this is what we have done it today. It's clear? Not write any code, but see the code. If you want to see the code of this file, right click on this and say view code. Now this is your code which you have written. Now see the code. Your XML file looks like this. So this is the code. You don't know what is this code all about. Okay. So you need not understand XML. Don't worry about it. So this is your code. If you want to see your code. Okay. So this is a pure XML code. We don't need. So I'm just clicking closing. Okay. Now this is the report which you have created. So the fourth step we'll discuss tomorrow. So save and preview the report we have done. Build and deploy. So once you deploy, this report will be available to the web. Web means anybody can access. But as of now, this is available only to Bhaskar because I'm the person I've created using a bits. It is only available to me. But how do I make it public or make it shared? Then we have to deploy this report to be. We need to configure report server to deploy the report. The session will be connected tomorrow. So if you have any questions, we'll discuss. Okay. Thank you. Any questions you have?
Sir.
Yeah. Happen? Yeah, we'll upload.
Hello, sir. Shiva.
Yeah, sure. Tell me.
Hello. Sir, in the you showed me XML code, right, sir? Just now
Yes.
for a report. In that code, can we see our query also?
Yes, we can see. Okay. You can just create a report. We can see your queries and everything there. Okay.
In the
Let's
XML
experiment
report
this
itself.
and open that. You can see your database connectivities and server names. All of them can be visible there. Okay.
Okay.
The XML code contains all your dataset information, dataset name, dataset query, and data server name. All of them are visible there. You can just see in your XML code.